Hello all, and welcome to the newest trilogy of Mortal Kombat games. The first of these games came out quite recently, and we're here to predict and solve where exactly this trilogy will go. This bloody, gory series has a lot of twists and turns, and we're here to try and predict the second and third games of this series using information we've obtained from the first release. Mortal Kombat has a very confusing story, 3 separate soft reboots, and contrary to the name, over 12 different games. Even though these goofy fighting games look, well, goofy, this story is very convoluted. However, through the sea of convolution, there is hope. A pattern is present between some of these trilogies, and we're here to use this pattern to show exactly where we think this series will go. So sit back, buckle up, and enjoy these conjectures. With a K. First things first, let's establish our pattern. To do so, we will look at the third Mortal Kombat trilogy, which consists of Mortal Kombat 2011, MKX, and Mortal Kombat 11/Aftermath. We'll start with MK9. In this game, we help the God of Thunder, Raiden, prevent the events of Mortal Kombat Aftermath from taking place. Our antagonist, Shao Kahn, was too powerful for our main characters to permanently deal with, so we are reintroduced to a very powerful type of being, the Elder Gods. Raiden let Shao Kahn begin invading Earthrealm, breaking the rules of Mortal Kombat. This caused the Elder Gods to intervene and grant Raiden the power to kill Shao Kahn. Next, we will turn to MKX. Now that gods are more common and unimpressive in this new game, MKX makes use of the Elder Gods through Shinnok. Shinnok is a fallen Elder God who invades Earthrealm with demons and resurrected characters under Quan Chi's control. Shinnok eventually begins corrupting Earthrealm's very life force. Johnny and Sonya's daughter, Cassie, defeats Shinnok. This allows Raiden to purify the corrupted life force, which in turn corrupts Raiden instead. He strips Shinnok of his power and cuts off his head, forcing him to suffer for all eternity as a living but severed head. Enough of MKX, let's analyze MK11. Now that Elder Gods are more common and unimpressive in this game, we need a bigger threat. Shinnok's mother and sister now come into play. His mother, Kronika, is a Titan. The Titan predates Elder Gods, being much more powerful and more influential than them. A Titan can control all of time and space. With the defeat and suffering of her son, Kronika begins attempting to erase Raiden from existence. At the end of the game, Liu Kang merges not just with his former self, but also with Raiden. This makes Liu Kang the God of Fire, which inadvertently makes him immune to Kronika's effects. Liu Kang fights Kronika and wins, becoming the new Titan and Keeper of Time. Finally, we will look at the MK11 DLC, titled Aftermath. This is still basically MK11, but it's also the segue from MK11 to the reboot that is MK1. In Aftermath, Liu Kang discovers Nightwolf, Shang Tsung, and Fujin, who were imprisoned by Kronika for refusing to join her. Shang Tsung informs Liu Kang that without Kronika's crown, the Crown of Souls, which was destroyed during the fight, history cannot be changed without it being destroyed. Liu Kang, for some reason, agrees to send Shang Tsung back in time to retrieve the crown. Obviously, Shang Tsung ends up betraying Liu Kang and keeps the crown for himself. This gives him Kronika's full power. He easily kills Nightwolf, Fujin, Sindel, Shao Kahn, and even Kronika herself. In the final confrontation, the player is able to choose if they want Shang Tsung or Liu Kang to win. If Shang Tsung wins, he absorbs Liu Kang's power and conquers all of the realms. If Liu Kang wins, he rewrites history, making sure that the dangers that inflicted it before can do no such thing anymore. This right here is the path of the previous Mortal Kombat trilogy. We can use this as the pattern for the new games. This may seem like an arbitrary statement, but the games are already starting to match up. In the new Mortal Kombat 1, we follow Liu Kang after he rewrites history. In this game, the new Shang Tsung has no powers to prevent any further situations. However, somehow, Shang Tsung is able to regain his powers. It is revealed that the mysterious figure that returned his powers is none other than Shang Tsung. No, not that one, the other one. It turns out that when we were able to pick who we want to win in Aftermath, there was some canonical truth to this. When Liu Kang and Shang Tsung fought, the timeline split. In our universe, Liu Kang won, but in his, Shang Tsung won. This former and now Titan Shang Tsung is set on invading this world with the previous corrupted characters that Liu Kang had erased when remaking his universe. This is when we discover that there aren't just two timelines, but infinite timelines with infinite Titans. This leads to a huge Titan battle, Liu Kang attempting to kill Shang Tsung and vice versa. Liu Kang ends up victorious, turning Titan Shang Tsung into dust, destroying his timeline. We end with a mid-credit scene involving Titan Havik, who vows to start a much longer battle. It may not seem like it, but this maps very well with Mortal Kombat 9. Even though we go in the opposite direction, we end up in the past where we are attempting to prevent the previous events from occurring. In MK9, we try to prevent the events from the previous game, Mortal Kombat Armageddon, and in MK11, we try to prevent the events from the previous game, Mortal Kombat Aftermath. We have to stop Shang Tsung from winning once again and taking over the new timeline, and all other timelines, using Kronika's power and the corrupted characters from the previous trilogy. This maps perfectly with the main themes and ideas of Mortal Kombat 9. This pattern and narrative path that we analyzed from the previous trilogy seems pretty reliable for our new upcoming trilogy. Now we need to start using it to begin figuring out what is next to come. Mortal Kombat 2 must parallel MK10's villain attempted takeover. Now, there are multiple ways that this could happen. First, let's look at main context clues to try and decipher where we are headed. In the previous trilogy, we were reintroduced to our original cast of characters: Raiden, Liu Kang, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and whatnot. Now, in Mortal Kombat 1, we are reintroduced to many other characters. These characters include Ashura, Havik, Li Mei, Nitara, and cameo characters Darius and Shujinko. These characters were introduced in Mortal Kombat's second trilogy of Deadly Alliance, Deception, and Armageddon. This connects with our current place in Mortal Kombat. Our original trilogy and our MK9 to 11 trilogy follow these same characters, and now the second trilogy and our current trilogy are using those characters. Knowing this, there are now new villains that can be introduced. One of those big bads have already been hinted at multiple times. The first hint of this was even before this game came out. In the release trailer, we see our main antagonist, Kronika, except this isn't really Kronika. This character is known by the name Damashi. Funnily enough, the name Damashi has already been in Mortal Kombat before, in MK Deception. Damashi was the name of an avatar that tricked the main character Shujinko, blinding him through his ego. In Mortal Kombat 11, during Kung Lao's tower ending, we get a reveal of Shujinko. It is even said that Shujinko became blinded by his ego. Now, who was Damashi previously the avatar for? Well, no one else but one of the main antagonists of the Deadly Alliance trilogy, the Dragon King Onaga. Now, we all anticipated the return of Onaga before, but now we have actual proof of it. During Reiko's tower ending, we learned that the battles between Empress Mileena and Shao are leaning more into Mileena's favor, so in a desperate attempt for power, Shao turns to the former Dragon King that his ancestor captured many years ago. It's actually pretty funny how in our face MK1 makes Onaga.
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 Onaga. Onaga.
This all connects perfectly with our current status in the games. Titans are no longer a big deal, so we need something more powerful. That thing is Onaga. Onaga is the strongest character in all of Mortal Kombat, and is well known for his powerful army that he constantly revived during battles. This dragon army even appeared in MK1. It was called Emperor Ying's Dragon Army, but based on the look of Onaga's Dragon Army in MK Deadly Alliance, it is clear that these two are supposed to be the same army. So, what will Mortal Kombat 2 have in store for us? Well, it will definitely focus a lot on the struggle for power over Outworld between Shao and Empress Mileena. In desperation, Shao releases Onaga. Onaga will most likely kill or at least gravely injure Reiko and not forgive Shao for his ancestors' behaviors. Luckily, Shao doesn't need Onaga to forgive him for him to attack Empress Mileena. Onaga is the Dragon King for a reason. He used to rule over Outworld and would most likely wish to do so again. He will lead his dragon army into battle, wiping out Empress Mileena's current defenses. While this fight is occurring, Havik will also be leading his own little coup over Order Realm, turning it into Chaos Realm. Titan Havik will also most likely have his own little thing going on that will either lead to Onaga attempting to conquer all the timelines, or we will see more from Titan Havik in between games 2 and 3. Either Onaga and or Titan Havik will most likely be our characters that attempt to conquer the entirety of our known universe. Back in MK10, the heroes still won, but there were much more sinister undertones. Even though Shinnok was defeated, Raiden became corrupted, Kitana and Liu Kang were evil, and things were only temporarily okay for our protagonists. The same thing will most likely happen in MK2. Our protagonists will defeat Onaga and or Titan Havik, but there will still be that lurking danger. During Raiden's tower ending, he mentioned that the rage that Liu Kang warned him about that corrupted his alternate timelines counterpart intrigued him. Raiden even attempted to harness that same rage with the help of Scorpion. Raiden will most likely become corrupted again, and Shang Tsung will become more powerful than he ever has before. In his tower ending, we see that he has rediscovered the Well of Souls now in our current timeline, which will make him more powerful than he has ever been in this timeline. So, while the protagonists will win, the comfort won't remain forever. Mortal Kombat 3, however, will require a lot more speculation. If we are to assume that Onaga will be defeated in MK2, we need our next Kronika. In MK11, Kronika was the most powerful being we've ever seen before. Now we need something like that. A higher being that we have not yet been introduced to in this timeline. This could possibly tie into Onaga. In the second Mortal Kombat trilogy, Onaga is said to be somewhat of a puppet for something called the One Being. The One Being is seen as the progenitor of the realms. It is said that at the beginning of time, there only existed the One Being and the Elder Gods. It was hinted during the second trilogy that the One Being would be the final villain of this trilogy, but it would instead fall to Blaze. The One Being never became an antagonist in any Mortal Kombat game. This could finally happen now. Hopefully it doesn't become Blaze, considering that would be pretty anticlimactic, but finally getting the One Being as a true antagonist would be the next big step after Titans and Onaga. Now, if we want to speculate even more by creating some sort of narrative, we can try that. Assuming Onaga is defeated, Shang Tsung is temporarily disabled, and Raiden is corrupted, we would need to prolong the story from here. This would probably lead to Raiden needing to confront his own corruption and try to gain full control of himself again, in hopes to take down this next big threat. Geras, as the Guardian of the Realms, will warn them of a new upcoming terror, the One Being. Shang Tsung would most likely try to work for the One Being if possible. The Edenian family of Mileena, Kitana, Ermac, and most likely Tanya will join at some point through marriage, will begin rebuilding their empire. Everyone across every timeline, all the Titans, all the Elder Gods, and fighters will most likely have to join together to defeat the One Being. They will most likely be successful, leading to a nice resolution of this timeline. The Tarkatans will be cured, the Cyber Initiative and the Lin Kuei disbanded, Chaos Realm restored into Order Realm, and Geras or a new Timekeeper returning to their post. Perhaps maybe the entirety of our current universe will be the Keepers of Time. However, with the way that Mortal Kombat has been written these past few games, we could be looking at a saga. If we are looking at a 4 to 6 plus game saga, really anything goes. This would most likely not be ideal for NetherRealm Studios, as the Mortal Kombat story may get so complicated that it is beyond repair, so let's truly hope that this current story will only be a trilogy. Welp, that wraps up this video. Just as a reminder, this is all speculation and conjecture, so there are parts of this that can be, and most likely will be, wrong, so nothing I said here is guaranteed. With that said, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, and if you enjoy my content, make sure to subscribe. There will be more Mortal Kombat videos coming down the line, so make sure to ring that bell to get notified of those uploads. Comment down below if you have any information that could either prove or disprove this theory. Once again, this is still just a theory, so it can always be disproven later when we learn more information. If you want to talk to my team and I directly, make sure to join our Discord or check out our subreddit. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.